Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All2ReelToo. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame. What the fuck is this movie, Encarta?
Yes, 'tis the season. 'Tis the season. 'Tis the season. So in the last 24 hours, I rewatched the movie 1408, which is a scary, creepy kind of movie. I watched the movie Heretic, which is like a scary, messed up kind of movie. I went and saw a college production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, which is kind of trippy and out there. Mm-hmm. But the weirdest thing I saw in the last 24 hours is the film we're covering today called A Karate Christmas Miracle. Yes. If you want to call it a movie, I don't know what it is. So this movie came out in 2019. It's less than an hour and a half long. But somehow feels like 4 days long.
It's one of those movies, where it just drags on. I had to put it on 1.25 speed at like around the 45-minute mark. So I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I need this movie to be over. I just can't. That's fine for me. Like, I can, like, if I do like 150, that's a little bit too fast for me. At 1.25, I can pretty much know what's going on,
Yeah, I keep forgetting to speed up things when I watch them, and I watch them at normal speed.
Yeah,
because I hate myself. Anyway, so the log line for this movie, according to the Internet Movie Database, is after a mass shooting, a 10-year-old boy creates a list of tasks, believing their completion will bring back his missing father. Leading his mother an eccentric professor on a thrilling mystery unraveling an unexpected miracle.
Yeah.
Isn't that what this movie was about?
I guess. I don't know. Like this like, it does not feel like a movie so much as the bunch of scenes that were filmed that were compiled into a movie, I guess, is the only thing I could call it. I mean, they were definitely scenes. They were definitely put to, maybe not film, maybe digital, but they were definitely put down on some media, visual media model to, make sure that we could all watch this great piece of art. Well, I wrote earlier. I said this feels like Chat GPT, the very first model, wrote this movie, but this came out before Chat GPT came out, so by about 3 years.
I honestly think Chat GPT would have written something better. But anyways,
especially the new model. Yeah.
So this movie stars. Actually, let's go back to the director. Actually, let me go to the director.
Yeah.
It was directed by Julie Kimmel, who's only directed this, and a movie called Caretaker, which I can't really find anything about.
That's great. And you can't find anything about a movie.
Yeah, it's like, I got the Internet Movie Database stuff about it, but it's got like one person listed in the cast and the director, nothing else listed. No plot, no anything. Just called Caretaker. And it came out in 2020. Okay. So there's her. And she was one of the writers. I'll assume she probably was one of the people on set fixing whatever the fuck the script was to try to make it kind of workable, I guess. It was also written by Ken Del Vecchio, one of the one of the producers of the film. Before we go any further, I want to talk about Kenneth Del Vecchio.
Yeah.
Okay, this is according to the internet, to Wikipedia. He is a filmmaker who has written, produced, and directed and acted in over 30 films. He is a founder and chairman of Hoboken International Film Festival. He is also the author of several legal books, including criminal code books published by Prentice Hall, blah, blah, blah. It sounds like he wrote his own fucking... anyway, so the...
Yeah, it does.
So he is known for interesting, films and things of that nature. So here's a little bit of trivia about him, according to IMDb. He quit his part-time position as a municipal judge after a suggestion by the court that it was unethical to continue as a judge while promoting his politically motivated films.
Okay.
So he quit. Basically, I think he was forced to quit.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So he's a very right wing.
Of course.
He's right wing, but he does have like a movie about gay rights that he produced. So he's produced like over 30 films. The most famous one of his previous films that he produced is called The Life Zone, starring Robert Loggia. Yeah, it's a anti-abortion film.
Of course.
Yeah. So it ends in a supernatural ending where you find out the whole thing was in purgatory or some bullshit.
Okay.
Then he wrote a sequel to it, which they made, called Cries of the Unborn.
Oh my God, dude.
Which basically retcons the whole supernatural ending and shows the whole thing from like a court proceeding point of view. So then he did a movie called An Affirmative Act, which is a pro-gay marriage film starring Charles Durning. It's about a lesbian.
So I'm thinking,
it is about a lesbian couple, one of whom pretends to be a man in order for the two to get married and receive equal benefits.
Okay, so it's like almost reverse bosom buddies a little bit. But I was gonna say that maybe he's like libertarian. That's what it kind of sounds like. Maybe yeah.
Getting from it, he sounds very libertarian, and from other things I've read about him, it seems like that. He also directed a movie called The Great Fight, starring again Robert Loggia, also Charles Durning again, Martin Kove, Joyce DeWitt from Three's Company, and other people. And it's about an autistic servant who becomes an MMA fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that's really interesting that I watched the trailer to the other day, which I don't really understand, it's called Obam Nude. So it's like Obama, but like O.B.A.M. No A, no, you know.
Okay.
In a film that's a criticism of Barack Obama, the movie is about a college student played by Del Vecchio who makes a deal with the devil to become president of the United States in exchange for millions of souls. He goes to like Harvard Law School and then becomes a community organizer and like wants to run the country like very libertarian kind of points of view or something.
Well, so he's saying Obama's the devil then, I guess.
But no, he makes a deal with the devil, not with Obama.
We deal with the devil. But wait a minute, this guy himself is libertarian. Then why would he be mad about Obama being a libertarian? I don't get it.
No, Obama's not a libertarian. I'm saying the point of view of the movie is really libertarian, and basically it's a criticism of Barack Obama's presidency, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, I see.
I haven't seen
any criticism of Trump. Probably not.
He has pictures of himself with Trump. So
there we go. Yep, there you go. Yep, there we go. I pinned him. He's right-wing libertarian.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
good to know.
Yeah, the last movie that he produced was a movie we will probably be covering again this time next year, called The Wrestling Christmas Miracle.
Oh my God. Really?
Yes.
Is it? Please don't tell me it's the same actors.
Not all, somewhere in there, but
it's my God.
They're playing different. They're playing different characters and stuff. Okay. So, yeah, I saw the trailer for that one, and it looks actually more unhinged than this one. So,
oh my God.
Okay, now back to the movie. Also, the third writer on this is David Landau, who it looks like he, as far as writing credits go, he wrote this, and it looks like some other like screenplays and like video game like stuff. Like he probably wrote like cutscenes for video games or some other things.
Oh, right. Okay.
or some shit. It's like Stab in the Dark, video game writer. Murder at Cafe Noir, video game writer. So yeah, it's stuff like that. TV psychic party game video writer. So yeah.
This guy sounds like Tommy Tallarico or some shit, like the video game musician. Like...
Yeah. So that's the third writer here. Again, this film stars Mario Del Vecchio, who is obviously related to Ken. I don't know how yet. I haven't figured that out, but I don't know if he's like his nephew or son or whatever. We have Mila Milosevic as Abby. So Mario is Jesse. Genesis is their last name, by the way. And then Abby, Genesis, Mila. We have Julie McCullough, who, interestingly, was the woman fired by Kirk Cameron from Growing Pains because she had posed in Playboy.
Okay.
So I've got this theory that eventually we're going to see everybody from Growing Pains make a really unhinged Christmas movie.
Yeah, exactly. So which I don't even know which you're talking about. So who got fired from?
She was playing this character named Julie on Growing Pains, who was supposed to marry Mike Seaver, Kirk Cameron's character, and he became a born again Christian right around that same time, and then found out that she posed in Playboy because she was like a really attractive model back then. And he found out she posed in Playboy, and they were supposed to the show was supposed to go in the direction of them getting married and having, that sort of story. And their wedding episode, she basically leaves him at the altar or some bullshit because Cameron demanded that happen, and basically kind of destroyed her career at that point because he's an asshole.
Good old Christian love we got there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, she plays Elizabeth, a professor of law and psychic in this movie. So we also have acting in this movie in some way, kind of Eric Roberts as a character named James Whitmore. It's really weird that they named him James Whitmore, and that's also the name of the guy, the actual actor who played Brooks in Shawshank Redemption, among a billion other things. But I just know that off the top of my head. I just think that's funny. Martin Kove plays a character named Sam. Kinda. He's not. Yeah, he's in the movie.
He's in the movie. Yeah.
We got Candy Fox as Sarah. We've got other people in this movie too.
Yeah.
So we kind of know your thoughts here, Sesame, but what's your major feelings after watching this movie? Like, how did it make you feel?
Just confused and bad because I don't know what's going on. I tried to watch a review of it. The review sort of helped me figure it out, but even not really. It just feels, and there's actually some proof for this, that feels like several movies wrapped into one, and no pun intended, actually very pun intended, because Christmas. And I mean, we got all this. I just don't get it. I don't understand the logic of this movie. I don't understand how any of it relates to anything else in the movie. Why? Okay, so this kid, Jesse, he thinks somehow that if he memorizes all the presidents going back to like 1960 in order from last to first, that will help get his dad back. And also, if he gets a black belt in karate, mind you, there's a little check here. So he decides if he gets a black belt, which is weird because normally you have a sensei who they're the one who decides whether, because like you could just say, I got a black belt in karate. It's like,
I mean, I've got 5 of them. I don't know what you're talking about. I just went to the store, bought some black belts. That's the same thing, right?
You can just literally, you can just buy a black belt. It's like that comedian said, you just go in the store, you literally buy a black belt, and they'll just do it. But you don't have to.
I'm wearing a black belt right now. I mean, it's not like a karate black belt, but it's black.
No,
I mean,
it's black, right? Kind of, no, but no, it's just so fucking weird, dude. Because like again, this is like there's a lot of like a few like anti-woke sentiments in the movie, but they're done so poorly that it doesn't even seem like, it doesn't even feel like it's like a burn. Like, oh man, you totally cooked them. It's like anti-woke, but then it's made in such a way where it almost seems like it's pro-woke. but that's probably just bad writing and bad acting. Basically,
So-
at one point, the mom is like, assumes that the kid's sensei is a man. He's like, my sensei's a woman, and we're like, okay, like,
Here's some trivia I just wanted to point out before we get further into the plot here. Okay, at the time of the movie's shooting, 10-year-old star Mario Del Vecchio was a real-life blue belt in karate. Now he is beyond that.
so now he's got different shades of black, basically.
Yeah.
Or you get the
He was a blue belt at the time, not black. So yeah, he was a blue
belt.
belt.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
pretty close.
so you know the director David Lynch, right? The famous director who passed away recently. Yeah. Okay. And you know how his movies are kind of weird and out there. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call this movie Lynchian in any way, but kind of slightly, unhinged like his movies. But his movies actually make sense sometimes. So it turned out.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
It turned out that there was a collaborative partner of David Lynch who explained during a conversation with film journalist Mark Kermode that part of Lynch's casting process was to watch the recent work of an actor that he was thinking of casting. So in one casting session, he was looking at one of the actors from A Karate Christmas Miracle and watched the movie and reviewed it.
Oh my God. Wow.
So the person who wished to remain anonymous said that Lynch was visibly angry once the film had ended. And so he ended up not casting. They're not saying who the person was in this cast that he was looking at, but he didn't cast them. So
that's just insane, man. Like
the fact
David
that
Lynch is
the fact that this movie made David Lynch, who by all accounts is one of the nicest people on earth, whoever, he's not on earth anymore, but made him angry.
Right, an angry dude. I mean, this is a guy who did transcendental meditation for the last 40 years of his life.
This is the same guy who did Mulholland Drive and Lost Highway and Twin Peaks and shit like that. And so he's
when he's getting mad at a fucked up film because it doesn't make any sense. Because that's the thing, you could do weird shit, but it's like if you know what you're doing, it's different than just doing a bunch of it's like when you play an instrument and you play it so well that you know how to play it crappily to make it sound terrible. That's different than just playing crappily because you don't know how to play it. There's a difference.
It's like the same thing that a good jazz musician knows how to play a song straight without doing the whole jazz with it, or a good artist knows how to draw a bowl of fruit that looks like a bowl of fruit, but they can also do some abstract shit too, because they learned the fundamentals of how to draw it realistically.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's man, I gotta say, I no disrespect, but there's something about religious filmmakers that they have the weirdest taste, and I don't even know how to explain it. It's every Christian movie I've seen that's specifically meant to be a hidden Christian message within the movie, even if the movie is not necessarily about Christ himself.
It's not overtly Christian,
it's just always this weird mishmash of surrealism. You almost feel like you just took in a deliriant, maybe you took a bunch of datura seeds and you're just having full on hallucinations. And it's why are they all? And I got a few theories knocking around. I'm not trying to get into it, but I do wonder if being super religious that's not just from Christianity, but I think it does something it puts a cap on your ability to be creative, but since you're so wrapped up into the religion thing, that pushes the limits to the point where you actually are able to make some kind of art, but it just turns out to be a fever dream, basically. Because I don't know how many Christian movies I have watched like this, probably a dozen or so, and they all share the same theme where it's someone is so deeply into their ideology where that alone is what is pushing them forward to go past their limitations, but in doing so, the end product is just what did I just watch kind of thing, where it's what is this movie even trying to say?
I mean, a good
many movies.
a good uplifting like story is something that's achievable, like something like Rudy or something like that, like where it's like, it wasn't like he like Rudy all of a sudden became the next, I don't know, Tom Brady or something. You know what I mean? It was like he played football in one game. It wasn't something achievable.
In one game.
Yeah.
So something achievable for his size because he's a small guy.
Even though that movie's full of shit, but still, I'm just saying that the story makes sense, from cinematic point of view. Yeah.
Right. It took 2 hours to get to that point, maybe 2 hours and some change to get to that point. Not an hour and 10 minutes of dialogue that makes no sense. Or at the end of Rudy he got to play that one play, and then by doing so, he saved the multiverse from Thanos snapping the finger or whatever. It's like, what? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, what are you talking about?
It's something that actually is achievable in real life and makes sense. And, even if it was completely a fantasy type of film, which this movie straddles the edge of being realistic and fantastical at the same time, and it doesn't know what lane it's going in. And, also dealing with mass shooting, but for some
there's so many things that we could talk about. Well, what I think we could do that might help is if we just kind of focus on not focus on the movie, because the movie makes no sense literally anyway, but focus on each part, so that way we could actually get all the parts in, because there's so many.
So the one major thing here is the fact that there's this other movie called Joker's Poltergeist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm going to talk about that for a split second here. Joker's Poltergeist is a film about a mass shooting at a movie theater where people are dressed up like clowns and some supernatural type shit happens, and it stars Eric Roberts and Martin Kove.
Mm-hmm.
And it was written by Ken Del Vecchio, who also is in the movie, and produced by him, and came out in 2016. Also want to point out the fact that it came out hold on one second, I'm checking the timeline here.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2012 was the Aurora theater shooting.
Yeah, I remember
when The Dark Knight Rises came out. I remember we saw the movie, and then I read about it when we got back to my apartment.
We were driving back to your apartment, and it was pouring down, the raining, and you read the news story on your phone as I was driving. What a great! We're like, this movie's so awesome, and then boom,
And another coincidence too. This was Dark Knight Rises, but the original Dark Knight, Eric Roberts is in that movie. But that's just
right. No, exactly.
Weird, fucked up.
Exactly.
So this movie, Joker's Poltergeist, which we may have to cover in the future if we can find it. So it's like, in the Aurora shooting, in reality, there was a guy dressed up basically like a clown, kind of like the Joker or something, who went and was going to shoot up a theater, and he killed many people in this mass shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And he also had orange hair. The clowns in this movie have orange hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was less than 4 years after the actual event.
And it's Aurora, Colorado, and one of the characters in this movie called Aurora, which
is the character in that movie. Lacy Marie Meyer.
So
is Aurora Place is her name, and so you name one of your fucking characters Aurora. Talk about being so fucking insensitive.
Right, because it's called Jokers. I mean, I guess that was the point. Yeah. They're trying to say whatever they're trying to say, which again, I don't know what.
But anyways, that movie, they took scenes from that movie that is totally unrelated to A Karate Christmas Miracle.
Yeah.
Spliced in scenes with Martin Kove and Eric Roberts just so they could put their names on the fucking poster.
Well, they had a few scenes with Martin Kove that seemed to be original for this movie, but still.
I don't know. I think those might have been part of the other movie.
Wow. So they just kind of spliced it. Yeah.
Because obviously, regardless of even if they were shot for this movie, all of the things shot with Eric and Martin were not shot at the same location as this movie, and they were shot very much. See, the thing is the reason I tend to think that Martin Kove's even other scenes were filmed either for Joker's Poltergeist or something else is because the cinematography is very different than the rest of this movie.
Yeah, it was very weird to see him with the mustache.
Yeah. I mean, Martin Kove's a whole other can of worms, but still, it's just lately.
Speaking of karate, Martin Kove also is a black belt in karate, for real.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I assumed. So yeah, this movie, this 10-year-old boy comes up with like these 12 things that he needs to do before Christmas so he can bring back his dad who disappeared during this mass shooting a year prior.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea why. His name is Bob, the dad, who is played by Ken Del Vecchio.
Of course, it's a vanity project.
And I have no idea why he was at the theater, and I don't think the movie knows why he was at the theater.
No, there is one little thing.
There's something
gonna give us beat. Yeah.
There's something about gun rights or some bullshit.
And which is weird because the argument he was trying to make, it seemed like, was almost like an anti-libertarian argument, even though he himself is libertarian, it seems like, where he was basically saying that, like, you know, even though it's constitutionally protected, you should like basically be careful about it and not just like, you know, assume to like just use it or whatever. This is obviously a weird argument because usually they're like, no, you should have guns. A baby should be born with a gun in their hand. Like that's kind of the normal argument. But like it's weird how like
you mean to tell me we're not born with guns in our hands, because I was.
Well, I don't know. But yeah, there's like one weird shot scene where he's just like standing with a group of people and they're just like talking. Like I don't know what is about, like an impassioned speech or something like that.
I'm like 90% sure that those shots were from the Joker's movie too. So
this has to be because it's got nothing to do with this. And like, anyways, just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But like, there's this anyway. Just go ahead because I'll keep talking if I don't. Yeah, if I don't.
So you know, Jesse's here thinking, you know, he's got to do all these things. One of which is, you know, one of the 12 things he has to do is get his black belt, you know, in less than a few days. Like he
decides if he gets the black belt, not a sensei. So that's important. He's self-giving his black belt.
Yes. We all, you know, I'm a self-taught neurologist too. You know, like what the fuck?
You know, it's like basically like grading your own paper for. I think I got an A+. Like, you know, it's like.
So
what? You don't trust me that I got 100% on this paper?
And so there's like, you know, he's doing these things, you know, and he's so defiant to his mom. I'm not going to be critical of the actor at all because I don't like to criticize child actors ever.
Yeah.
I'll criticize the direction.
Yes.
They allowed this kid to just deliver every line like he was mad at everything.
Mad and wooden at the same time.
Yeah, it was very wooden, but it was like he was being like judgmental in every line he said. That's the tone that came across. And like I said, I'm not being critical of his acting because I mean the kid was like 10 or 12 or whatever when he made this fucking movie, you know. So you know, hopefully he's learned since then and he's better. I mean, this was years ago. He's probably an adult now, but it's still, or close to it. But
right, yeah.
It's like everybody in this movie was acting in a different film, and the direction
because they literally were. I mean, like, you know, like.
And so, like, and talk about Wooden, the mom. I will criticize her. I'm also going to be very critical of. I'm honestly not blaming any of the actors in this movie. I'm blaming the direction. And I don't want to be too critical too of her because this is her first movie and she was actually not the first choice to direct this. There was some other guy that was supposed to direct the movie, but he died.
Okay.
And Julie Kimmel had to take over. I don't know how she got the gig. But it's like, but the cinematography and direction of this movie are horrible. And I've made movies that look probably just as bad, so I'm not going to be too critical. You know, I'm just saying that, you know, but for a movie that you're going
budget of like
$7,000. Yeah. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You had a budget of $7,000. This probably had like $100,000.
And I'm not a guy. I'm not a lawyer who makes probably good money like Ken Del Vecchio.
Exactly.
Yeah. So and you know, I don't have connections to Eric Roberts or Martin Kove. either.
Right.
So, or Julie
Right.
McCullough, for that matter. Like anybody who's of any kind of note. I mean, I did have
Mhm.
Ari Lehman in a movie, and that's of note, but still, I'm just saying that this guy seems to work with Martin Kove and Eric Roberts and Julie McCullough a lot. So it's like,
Yeah.
there's this kid's going to do these things, and like I said, I'm not critical of the kid, but my favorite part of the whole movie was when the kid decided that he's not going to speak until Christmas. So.
Right. He's doing like a 3-day speaking fast or something like that. He just points to things.
He starts having these weird dreams that go into this Lynchian sort of kind of way where he's like somehow reliving the mass shooting that his dad went through.
But not even that though, because it's like a guy, Eric Roberts, on his screen. It looks like he's like doing a bunch of terrorist demands. Looks like for a whole year he has these people like hostages in the theater somehow. I don't get it why. Like,
I think it was a whole year. I think it was just that one night.
Oh, so it's like, okay, and all right.
It was confusing as fuck. So because the thing is that theater still like exists afterwards, so they talk about it. So
vital, but so it took. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Because if they escaped, why did it take the dad a whole year to get home by the end of the movie? I don't care if I'm spoiling the movie here at all.
I have no fucking clue, and that's my worst. Okay, that's when I watched the movie.
Understand the logic of this movie. Why would it take you a whole year to get back to your family when it appears that this guy has just been walking around town this whole time, feeding the homeless and praying in the nativity scene? Like,
all of that stuff supposedly happened before the mass shooting.
Okay, so again, my theory is, were they holding these people hostages for a whole year and they finally escaped? Because like, why?
See, it wasn't everybody either. Because like he was like supposedly the only person who survived the mass shooting was Aurora.
Right, because he visited her. According to anyway, we're jumping so far because it's hard to even talk about this movie because like
just here. This is what I'm saying. Okay, so Bob, that's the dad.
Yeah.
They never found his body. They found the bodies of everybody else in the theater except for Aurora, who survived. And that was a year ago. So for a whole year, nobody knows where the fuck Bob is.
So what's he doing this whole time? That's what I want to know. What
Exactly.
New family? Did he? I mean, like, he just want to take a break for his family for a year.
See, that's my problem. Nobody
any
knows. They never tell you in the movie.
There's nothing.
There's no.
Okay, like we're trying to be as linear as possible here, but it's hard to even get through the scenes because.
But what I'm saying is you're trying to. You're like, what the fuck happened to him? Nobody fucking knows, Sesame. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Like, I don't think they even know. Like, yeah, go ahead. This is ridiculous.
Basically, Bob's gone for a year, and then Jesse gets his black belt, and Bob shows up at the end.
Literally, at the end of the movie, he comes through a sliding door.
And then the credits roll. There's no, like, hey, Dad, where were you for the last fucking year of my life?
Or what happened to the terrorist on the movie screen, or the clown killers. Oh, by the way, there's the other part where it makes things really super confusing because Martin Cole character, he gifted the theater to Aurora, his daughter. Get it? Aurora Theater.
Yeah.
And then there's a big screen where he's gifting her the theater, but then he has to watch it through the video that he made, but he is physically somewhere else now. So he bequeathed it via film screen, I guess. I don't know. And then he puts on a clown mask and he's like, I'll be watching you. So is he the clown killer, dude? Like, what? I don't understand. Like,
there is no explanation. There is no explanation. I tried to figure it out. And
like, I feel a little embarrassed for Martin Cove for even taking this role, to be honest. I'm like, why would you do this to yourself?
But like I'm telling you, I really kind of need to see Joker's prophecy now, or Poltergeist.
That might actually,
because
that Poltergeist, that might actually make sense of some of this.
I have a feeling that in that movie, even they shot Martin Cove and Eric Roberts somewhere other than where they shot the rest of the cast. So that's why they appear on the movie screen.
That's the only way that they could do it. Yeah.
Because like I saw a review of that anti-abortion movie that Robert Loggia was in. And Robert Loggia, all of his performance appears on a TV screen.
Okay.
He never interacts with the other actors, from what I could tell. So
I mean, yeah. So it's like, so we got our bits here. So kids, Jesse wants his karate, his black belt. His sensei's a woman. He really wants to make sure his mom feels bad about assuming that he's a man. You got an alcoholic law professor who is like super whiskeyed up all throughout the whole fucking movie. Act like complete fucking no offense to her, but like
no,
this I really hated. I hated her acting in this movie. I'm not trying to be mean. I hated her acting in this film. Like
what I got from her acting was that they said, here are the points you need to hit. We'll just let you improvise, and we'll be really bad at letting you improvise and not cut away to anything. And so your performance is going to come out looking like you're an insane woman, and it's going to be completely uneven.
Yeah, I mean, because they just let her go wild, and she's always drinking all the time to make a big point of that. And
I think she's doing some decent acting in here, but the way it's cut together and the way her like sometimes she's too calm and other times she's like way up here. It's like bipolar. It's very
exactly. Yeah. Her cancer probably is that, and
but they don't present it in a decent way. It's like borderline personality disorder or bipolar or something going on, but I don't think that's what they were going for.
They weren't even going for that. No, they weren't. They were just.
They
were just.
I think the idea they kind of wanted her to be like a crazy, earthy sort of like mystical type woman or something like that. But they didn't.
I know, but
I'm just saying they didn't write it right, and she was annoying as fuck. So yeah,
right. And so like all of these characters are supposed to tie into each other in some way. Again, it makes no sense. So this woman used to be a psychic, and she apparently did a reading for what's her name? Is it Abby?
Abby, yeah.
She apparently did a reading for Abby when she was 16 years old, and then she said in her reading that she was going to get married, and then something worrisome was going to happen to her husband, or something like that. And so she went back to her to like question her psychic abilities again or something. I don't quite know what that was even for, what that was about. And then like again she flipped from like the bipolar of like super drunk and happy to like mean drunk within like 2 seconds. Like, you get out of my office. Like, whoa, like he's like, okay, like, and okay, sure. And then but then she decides that she wants to help her Abby, but then Abby doesn't want her help anymore for some reason. I don't probably understand that switcheroo that happened. It doesn't make any sense.
Bad writing.
Bad writing. We have a few karate, classes that are filmed to pad the time. Oh, also too, there's like a 10-minute explanation about the karate bells and what they mean to pad the time. The more that took way too long.
And everybody monologues in this movie. Nobody's actually having dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. They're monologue.
Monologuing to each other, which is not how natural dialogue happens. Like, you and I talking here, you'll interrupt me, I'll interrupt you, that sort of thing. That's how real dialogue works. You don't just let me go on. You don't let me go on like a 5-minute monologue for no fucking reason, naturally. If I was doing the podcast by myself, go ahead. But but that's not how it's just like real conversation happens.
Right. And so I'm just trying to be as linear as possible, even though it's fucking impossible. Jesse, sorry. Okay. When Jesse and what's her name? The professor, I forgot her name already.
Her name is
Jody.
Elizabeth.
Jody?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So Jesse and Elizabeth are both having the same visions at the same time.
Yeah.
And so that's supposed to mean something, which is weird because you would think like there'd be at least be one scene other than the one between Jesse and Elizabeth, because they're both having the same visions. You would think that they would spend more time with each other in the movie. No, they're all this. Abby's the medium between, no pun intended, is the medium between these two worlds.
Yeah.
And then like there's this whole thing again, they're just constantly making her into an alcoholic for some reason. I don't know why, just like punish her character, I guess. And she was gonna get married to a guy when she was younger, but one of her psychic visions was that he was gonna die if she let him, then, well, I don't know, whatever. So then she broke up with him.
Yeah.
If she broke up if she broke up with him, that somehow would think that maybe he wouldn't die, I guess. But then she sees him at a bar on Christmas Eve and is acting like she's surprised that he's alive. And I'm like, the whole point of you breaking up with him is that you thought that would be the thing that would make him stay alive. So why are you acting surprised? Again, it's like the actors are not given any guidance about what they're supposed to be reacting to.
Somehow the fact that her ex-fiance was alive then tells her makes her think that Bob is dead.
Right, I switcheroo. Like, well, I must be wrong about everything, right? Now Abby's like, no, I believe in you, or it's okay. Now I'm finally ready to let go of Bob or whatever. I'm like, so like the big emotional breakthrough. Which
one of the major thrill points of this movie too is that Abby is like a workaholic, and so when Elizabeth and her are going to all these different places that she had kind of visions of Bob. Yeah, that's the name of my new band, Visions of Bob.
Visions of Bob. Yeah.
She's basically taking Abby to all these places, and basically Abby's like learning. Oh, he built this gazebo at the college for some reason. He used to help out at this helped out this small business with like legal work, and he also used to serve meals there for the homeless people and lower income people and stuff, and all of this shit that it's just like, what kind of
karate as well.
Yeah, he also had a black belt in karate, and she didn't know any of this shit.
That makes no sense at all. Like, I don't care how much of a workaholic you are, you don't know any of these things about your spouse. What kind of relationship did you have with each other? Did you just like not talk to each other? Like, I don't understand what kind of arrangement you had here. Did you stay together just for Jesse, but then you had your own little separate lives? Because again, it's like, I understand if someone's like an alcoholic, not a workaholic, sorry, alcohol. Someone's like a workaholic and they might miss like, their spouse's birthday, but they might forget their anniversary, or maybe like they're interested in something, but like you don't forget, you don't not know that this is karate, and like
this is like the equivalent of like Melania Trump not realizing that Donald's president.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You don't not know that, things of that nature. Like, oh, my husband's a black belt in karate. I didn't know that. Or like, I mean, come on. Like, it's such a, why would they even write this? It's such a dumb thing to even write in the movie, because it literally makes no spouse is that.
I know what they were going for, but the thing is I mean, it's one thing if you, it's one thing if you're like, oh, I'm not sure what kind of wine my spouse likes with this certain meal or something, but the other shit, it's like, what the fuck?
It's like he designed a roller coaster, and he also was a pilot, and like occasionally he'd fly to Asia, and he was also a really successful stockbroker in his spare time, and he would do the Tokyo markets. And it's just like, what are you talking about? Like,
he cured cancer.
Yeah. And he also had a separate family. He's hiding from you.
And he just disappears for a fucking year too. I would
that's
too.
What I'm saying. Maybe that's what it was. He was spending time with the second family. I mean, he disappears for 1 year each. He spends 1 year one family, and then
like, I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's like I don't know, like. It's like an actor married to another actor not realizing that they'd been in a movie.
Right.
Like,
oh man, there's no chemistry in this movie either. Well, between all the Abby and Elizabeth somewhat have an interesting, back and forth. Even that's not that great.
Also, I feel no motherly connection between Jesse and Abby. And Abby comes off more like an older sister than the mother, though, too, for some reason.
Both very wooden with each other. They're acting as very wooden with each other. It's like there's no affection from either. Well, at one point he hugs her, but that was like one time.
And so, I mean, this woman, this was obviously, I mean, you have one female writer, but the fact that it was written by two dudes, you can very much feel the fact that they don't know how to write women, where you're making this woman completely this one-dimensional aspect where she's all about work and doesn't have any other aspect in her life. Like it's like she doesn't even, it's like she's reluctant to like paint a fucking birdhouse for her kid.
Right, because that's what his dad used to do, so she can't do it. Okay, what? All right, it makes like that's what he used to do with his dad. I'm like, okay, so
plus it's been a whole fucking year since the guy disappeared. Why has there been no like built up connection through mourning or through whatever else or through things like that? And it's like, also, has the dude been declared dead? Has did they hire a private investigator to try to find him? Did they do anything in the last year? We don't get any backstory. I know a lot of movies have a lot of like exposition, like dumping, which I don't like too much. But the thing is this one didn't have any. It's like
nothing. And the declared dead thing, I think it has to be a certain amount of years before they can do that. So I don't think that would be enough. But
the thing is, they're both still like I mean, Jesse, I get he's like 10 years old. So like if my dad died when I was 9 or 10, I would be thinking, I really hope my dad comes back, sort of thing. Or if my dad left or whatever, that sort of thing when you're a kid. But when you're the wife of the guy, she still has this thing, like she's not 100% sure if he's dead or alive. And I think there would have been some kind of like feeling or like some kind of, even if there's like some kind of like doubt there, she didn't play the doubt too well. And it's almost like she didn't give a shit.
Well, that was the whole point, because she didn't grieve, and so they tried to do that aspect too of like, but they didn't do that well either, because none of the movie was done well.
Even if you haven't grieved, you've grieved. It's like that you got to play that level, or you got to have that subtext where the person's trying to be strong and everybody on the outside doesn't realize that you're probably inside internally, but you don't see. And it's like, I hate to be so mean to the actress, but it's like, she has like these doll's eyes where there's nothing going on behind them. Like,
I know what you're saying.
It's like a good actor, you can feel the thing,
Right, you can feel the. Oh my god, dude, it's just ridiculous. Like the plus two is like so sexist shit in there, because like she goes into the diner and then like, again, monologue. She's looking for this guy named Jay, and then the guy goes on like this 5-minute monologue about like, do I look like my name is Jay? Do I look like a J to you? Like, I don't know. A J is a name. Like, why would your name not be J? Like, I don't understand. It's a weird thing to ask. Do I look like a J to you? Sure. Why not? Like,
it's like, do I look like the letter of the letter of the alphabet, or do I look like a bird? A J can be a bird.
And then he refers to her a babe, and then says, this chick's here waiting for you.
Okay, so you're just flat out call her babe and then refer to her as a chick. Like,
that's the thing. At this diner, Bob's phone was left there, and somebody finds it like a year fucking later.
So, like, my question for this is Bob trying to like leave all these little clues, but for what reason? Like,
there's nothing.
It makes, again, because that's the thing too. If the phone showed up, that means he probably left it there. So why didn't he just go home if he's in town? Like, why is he doing all this other shit just to like prepare them?
And the dining home, the owner of the diner, Sam or whatever the fuck his name is, like says I don't know how long it's been there. It's like, my thing is do you not? They found it underneath the booth or something. Do you not clean? Had it been there for a year or what? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, there's no. My whole thing too about the missing body part aspect is if it's a mass shooting and you don't find his body, then yeah, he's probably alive, because like, who in a mass shooting is like, oh, I gotta make sure I bury some bodies after I killed the people in a mass shooting. I got all the time in the world. No one does that. It's a sort of get in, get out type situation. It's not a,
I've never heard of like there. I mean, I'm sure in like a huge mass shooting, like in a mall or something like that, where there's like tons of people, maybe there's somebody missing somewhere, like because somebody wasn't 100% sure if their wife or kid was at the mall or their dad or whatever. But in a small movie theater, how would a body just disappear and nobody questioned this?
Doesn't make any sense.
No,
it literally makes zero sense at all.
There had to have been cops looking for him or doing something, and it's like, I mean, what did he do? Did he have a gambling debt and just disappeared for a year to take care of it?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe.
Was the shooting because of? We have no motivation.
There's no motivation other than a weird terrorist threat, which wasn't really even a terrorist threat. It was Eric Roberts saying stuff like, "This is a tool of power," and people are afraid of the movement, whatever move, I don't know what movement he's talking about, or people are always scared of what's new. What are you talking about?
Just random, like what are you talking about? Like, what does this mean?
It sounds like somebody with dementia in a nursing home just talking. It's like, what the fuck?
No, it literally does sound like that. Like, it's like they're afraid of them. This is a tool of power. It's like a spoon. He's like, the people are afraid of the movement. They don't appreciate the movement, and they're always afraid of what's new. So you got Martin Kove, which is like his roommate. He puts on the clown mask. I'll be watching you. It's like, what are you talking about?
Like, what is the movement? Is this some kind of like organization, like the KKK or like Antifa, or is it what is it, or is the movement some kind of dance move that you saw once? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
The movement, yeah. And like Martin Kove is like, he's like, I give you this theater. It's like to my daughter. It's like really just like a nurse at the home. He's like, Aurora, I give you my theater. It's just like, what? Thank you. Like, okay. And then like she's like crying tears of joy as he's like joking around. Okay, too. I gotta talk about this. So like, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
All right. So I'll make this quick. So there's this whole thing now where Jesse has been like getting like karate lessons like via the dream spiritual world through Martin Kove's character, I guess, somehow. And he lives like in like a beach house, like looks like he's kind of wealthy. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, what is actually happening here? So Jesse is like, not only is he like skilled in karate, he apparently also has like numerous mystical abilities. Not only is he having nightmares where he's seeing like visions of stuff, apparently he's getting karate lessons via like the spiritual realm from Martin Kove with the mustache, which looks weird.
There's also like random other people with like psychedelic backgrounds behind them and lighting who like each say like words of a sentence talking to him too. And it's like, did they just like walk down the street and be like, hey, you want to be in a movie?
Yeah. And like you said too, that like it probably seems like, because like Martin Kove seems like he was probably like having a conversation for like a completely different movie, and then they just put that because they weren't actually like talking to each other. It would just be like Jesse's.
It was on a phone.
Yeah, like a phone conversation, but you weren't actually seeing them talk to each other. Like they would film Martin Kove's part of the conversation and then Jesse's, but they were never actually like.
They probably it was probably a phone conversation in a different movie. Yeah, and took out the other dude or woman that he was talking to, and then just replaced it with Jesse. The other thing too is like when Martin Kove is. Yeah. When Martin Kove is giving Aurora the theater, they're talking about like it's her birthday and all this other stuff, and it's like he's talking. The way he's talking is like he's talking to several people, but you cut away and the only person in the audience of the theater is Aurora.
It's because he's giving her the theater, so she's the only one there. Come on, it's her birthday.
And then he asks at one point for people to give her an applause because it's her birthday, and there's no or sing to her.
No one's there. That's what I'm saying, because it's dementia. It's like, like
He's like, Aurora is like the nurse is like giving them Jello. He's like, everyone give Aurora, everyone give her a hand of applause. I'm giving her my movie theater. Like, yay, thanks, good job. You did good today, you know.
You have a movie theater. Yeah, you really do. You have a movie theater.
I have a movie theater. That's so interesting.
Grandpa, you have a movie theater.
Yeah, and it's just so sad. And like at one point during his quote conversation with Jesse, he mentioned something like our creed. Right? You're talking about the band Creed, or you got like a belief system now that you share with Jesse via the non-physical realm, and it has something to do with karate. And what you get at, it's like, oh, Martin Kove karate. Like he's got to be in every karate movie. That's the only thing he could do.
There's one point too where like I can't remember exactly the dialogue, but Martin Kove says something to him, and Jesse's like, "But I've never met you."
Exactly. That's because he's so good at karate.
He's like he gives him some advice, and he's like, "Remember when we blah 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 or something like that?" He's like, "But I've never met you." It's like even inside his dream, Jesse's like, "What the fuck is going on?
What is going on in my dream?" They're both so good at karate that they've mastered the mystical arts as well within the karate system. That's like a special version of karate, apparently. Like you learn the moves, you get the black belt then, but then you have like your own secret system where you apparently can communicate via psychic abilities somehow, or through dream contacts. And then you're like, yeah, our creed. Okay, karate's not a creed. It's not a belief system. It's not a religion. Like
Force. Maybe it's like the Force.
Yeah, or creed, or force, or maybe he's talking about the band, like like with the arms wide open, whatever. Or can you take me higher, DJ? Like higher, yeah. Like all the fucking people in this movie were high on like research chemicals or some shit, and they're like, "Oh, we're on ketamine. All right. Oh, I'm in the K-hole now. Let's write out everything we can before we go to sleep."
Or he got really confused because he was in Karate Kid, which was directed by the same guy that did Rocky, which has a character named Apollo Creed. So maybe
right. Yeah, exactly. And or it kind of pisses me off about this too. Is like Martin Kove is such a good actor, and like he's only allowed to play roles that have like karate in them. Like, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like especially this, like what's Cobra Kai makes sense. He's coming back as John Priest, a character within the Karate Kid universe, or the KKU as I call it.
Yeah.
This movie has the title karate in it. There's a few scenes of Jesse doing, I guess, karate. It looked more like jujitsu to me, but I don't know. And then because like I don't know too many karate moves where they're like rolling on the floor with each other, and like I mean that looks like fucking jujitsu, so they didn't even do that right. It's like,
I mean, to be fair, he's Martin Kove is in a movie that came out this year called A Gunfighter's Deal, where he plays a preacher. So,
all right, well, that's okay, I guess. But but like for so many decades, he was always cited. He was always typecast as a karate guy or like a bad dude in some kind of bad guy. Like I don't know. I think one movie.
I'm just looking at his IMDb here. He's done some characters where he's not a karate guy, but it is kind of funny that it would be like, Oh, and speaking of Rambo, which I just mentioned, I don't know, I mentioned Rocky, not Rambo, but he was in one of the Rambo movies. He was in First Blood Part 2.
Okay, well, that's all right. I mean, that's cool. Yeah,
at least 2000. But no, he should just only play karate people, like even in movies that make no sense. Like, like if he's a doctor in a movie, he should be a karate doctor. If he's a karate doctor. If he's a guy working at a carryout, he's a karate guy working at a carryout. He's a mailman. He's like a karate mailman. I don't know.
Or a karate pizza deliverer. He just kicks the pizza at your door. He just kicks the pizza box, but it doesn't do any damage. He's so good at kicking. He just he almost shoots it off of his foot a little bit, and then just stores in the air. Then you grab your pizza. He goes like, Cobra Kai never dies. They're like, are you okay, sir?
I mean, he is in a wrestling Christmas Miracle as well. So I just saw that.
Okay.
So when we cover that unhinged looking movie, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I just remember next year to do that. So anywho, anything else you want to say about this movie before we Go Killers.
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I don't want to talk about this fucking movie ever again in my fucking life. This movie makes no sense. Terribly made, terribly written, terribly acted. Everything about it's stupid. Religious people need to figure out how to have a hobby outside of religion, because this is what happens when they try to make a movie. It feels like a ketamine dream. Like it's just bizarre. Like
I mean, like I want to see. I mean, there are some out there, like like Passion of the Christ or Sound of Freedom. I'm just saying all the Jim Caviezel movies. But where you got good cinematography and lighting and decent acting. Why is it so hard for a lot of these religious movies to have good cinematography, directing, and acting? Like, that's the thing that bothers me. It takes me out of everything. Like, your audio's horrible. It's the lighting in this movie. Everything was overlit. Like, there's no shadows. There's no nothing. It was like just white light on everything. There's no depth. It's just there's no warmth that you would expect from a Christmas movie either. It's like when it comes in the I don't know, the positions of people in the shots were way off. And you would have like a shot too long. Like it would just be like I don't know, I'm blanking on like all these like terms I should know the names of. I knew them until I started trying to say them, if that makes sense. But like a wide shot, like you just have like a wide shot, like way too long, or a close up way too long, and the people are not centered properly. Like you don't. I mean, you don't have to be in the center because that's kind of they're just not playing with the thirds of the frame and like you're like in weird shots that make no sense. And that's like most of these types of movies.
I can tell you exactly why, and it might seem a little bit prejudiced, but there's actually some factual information. There's actually some factual neuroscience behind it. Is that right-wing people, again, this has been like brains, they've done brain scans of like many people who identify as liberals and those who as right-wing, and the brains actually do operate a little bit differently. And the right-wing brain is very ideologically driven. So that's why you see a lot of many people who are right-wing are very religious, and vice versa. That's not an accident. That's actually part and parcel of it. And creativity is reduced a little bit in the right-wing brain. It's not gone, but like there's a reason why right-wing humor is not very funny, not very complex. It's usually a bunch of fart noises and burp jokes. That's not an accident. That's not part of the thing. And
or transphobic jokes or
transphobic jokes, or just anything that's like very juvenile that doesn't take a lot of thought. Or like Jim Brewer just making weird faces, and that somehow passes off as comedy. That's that kind of stuff. You don't really see that in liberal comedy too much because it requires thought, writing things down, context, somewhat, complexity, somewhat like that. And so there's a difference. And so a lot of these people who are super religious, they're trying to do something that they're just not capable. I know it sounds mean, but that's what it is. They want. It's like they wanna. It's like part of them wants to do the thing. They have an idea of what they kind of want to do, but they just don't know how to execute it. But they got so much religious fervor that the confidence that their ideology gives them is like what propels them forward to basically bumble forward into doing the thing badly that they think that they're actually doing. That's just my opinion, but it's based on like a lot of actual neuroscience behind it. Because you don't see that like in any other, you don't see liberals making movies this bad. It's like, I don't know. Like,
to be fair, you do. But it's not as often.
Okay.
Like what I'm seeing is
most
religious movies are bad. It's just there's something. I mean, but the thing is they can be so good. Like I'm not saying that I necessarily
difference though.
The thing is, I wouldn't have to agree with what they're saying or anything like that. But there are so many things you could do. Just hire somebody that knows how to light a scene. Hire somebody that knows how to act. It's like there's so many things you can do to fix the things. And like I said, there are some out there that are good. And the same thing, there are liberal movies that are bad. They're it's just not in the same way. It's just
not in the same way.
Yeah.
You're right. You're not in the same way. For example, I despise the movie My Dinner with Andre, even though it's supposed to be a classic. I I can't stand it. I just can't. It's so pretentious. I know a lot of people love it, but in my view, it's just so pretentious. Like,
but the thing with that movie is it's still a good movie to some people. Whereas something like this movie is universally not a good movie. Nobody's ever going to say, I could find you like 5 or 10 people who say like My Dinner with Andre is one of my favorite movies. I doubt I could find anybody that says that this is one of their favorite movies. So yeah, it's
probably not even the actors in the movie or the writers. But like, again, I wanted to make a point because I didn't want to sound too prejudiced. So what you said about some religious movies can be good. Yes, I should have made a caveat. If the movie is actually about the religion or about Christ, they can be good. But when they try to get into symbolism, it fucks up. It's terrible. Like they can't do it. They're like, oh, the karate kid here, no pun intended, he's supposed to be like young Christ, but then his dad's like older Christ, and so it's even in the black belt is like somehow supposed to in the clown mask, and then the weird terrorist video, and
there are some that are good, like that are kind of symbolic too, but it's just like, but where they don't like bop you over the head with the religion, and this movie doesn't bop you over the head with it at all. And but not in
a good example. Yeah, go ahead.
But there are some movies that are done in a decent way that I might not even agree with the plot. I might think the writing's kind of bad, but at least they look good. That's where I
that's good. Yeah. And I can give an example of this that's on the cheese factor a little bit, and is The Reconciler. Okay, The Reconciler is a weird, very bizarre movie, and it's in that vein of like a Christian guy making it, and it's symbol, but like that movie was actually watchable. I had to put it on 1.25 speed. I didn't have to break it off into 4 viewing sessions. Like it.
He didn't have necessarily all the greatest cinematography on it, but it was better looking than this, and it was a lot. It was shot a lot better, and the acting
was written better.
And it was written better. Speaking of which, pretty soon, probably after the first of the year, we will be having the director of that movie and the writer of that movie back on our podcast. I've talked to them recently because they got a new movie coming out soon. So, and they wanted to know if they could be on, and I said, sure, why not? So
because that movie is actually somewhat decent in my opinion, and I actually did watch it twice before. I would not be able to watch this movie. No way.
You couldn't pay me to watch this again. So yeah. Anyways, I think we've said all we need to say about it.
Yeah.
So we're venturing off into talking about other movies. So it's like
we're talking about better movies to like salad cleanser.
When you start trying to find a memory of yours where you actually watched a movie you enjoyed better, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is sad because that movie actually had a decent idea behind it too.
Yeah, if that movie would have had more money, it would have been really good. And I'm not saying it would have been. Yeah, if you would have had a studio behind that would have that movie could have, with a little bit more time and money put into it. But within its limitations, that movie was good. So anyways, folks, check out our review of that movie if you get a chance, of The Reconciler, and also our interview with Sean Justice and oh my God, I talked to this Scott Galbraith. Yeah, I hated myself for a second because I talked to Scott like every week, and I just totally forgot his name.
And you just like forgot,
I hate that. But yeah, no, I talked to Scott all the time on Facebook. But so he and I don't agree on everything, and sometimes we have like actual civil conversations about our disagreements and the things we do agree on. So it's kind of cool that there's actually some human out there who can still do that without being an asshole, So
he's not some crazy Trump Christian guy, so it's
And anyways, folks, if you could, go to all2reeltoo.com. You can find those episodes linked there. You can also find our social media. You can find our TeePublic, which is a place where you can buy some shirts and some other merchandise to help support the show. Best way to help support the show, if you can, is to go to our Patreon. We don't get paid much here at all, if anything. for doing this show from advertisers or anything. So please join our Patreon. Just, even just $1 a month, that'd be great. Something to help us out.
And if you do, I'll try to get a black belt by next Christmas. And I'm the sensei actually reading me, not myself doing it.
I'm gonna come up with 12 things that I need to do before Christmas, and if I do them, I'll do them.
If I do them, I'm gonna bring back sanity to this country.
So, anywho, do that. Share the show with your friends. Give us a 5-star review wherever you can do that, like on Apple Podcast or Spotify or what have you. Comment below the episodes. Comment on the episodes. Give us a thumbs up on the tubes of you, the YouTube, and whatnot. Also,
the tubes of you, yeah.
Just share it with your friends. Also, this episode's coming out on Christmas, so Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right.
Also, just remember that trans lives are human lives. No human is illegal.
True that.
Fuck the oligarchy. Free Palestine. Remember that. I love you. Applesauce is the new Jello.
That's right. That's a line for the movie.
Yes.
I forgot about that because she's a marketing rep.
Yes, totally forgot about that. But it's my favorite line in the movie.
Totally forgot. Yeah.
Sesame loves you.
I do. All of you, actually.
Be different. Be yourself. And until next time.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All2ReelToo podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.
Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu? Is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Monster Energy. Everybody knows White Monster Zero Ultra. That's the OG. It kicked off this whole zero sugar energy drink thing. But Ultra is a whole lineup now. You've got Strawberry Dreams, Blue Hawaiian, Sunrise, and Vice Guava. And they all bring the Monster Energy punch. So if you've been living in the white can, branch out. Ultra's got a flavor for every vibe. And every single one is zero sugar. Tap the banner to learn more.
A warm dinner. A full table. Peace of mind. That's the holiday we all wish for. Your gift to Feeding America helps make it possible for every family. Give now at feedingamerica.org/holiday.